everybody, and welcome back to another Do Business show. I'm here with John again. John, I think the people want to know, now that it is the next year, after you said that you were crushing it, are you still crushing it in this new year?
You know, it's been a good start to the new year.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go positive. I think it's going swimmingly.
Ah.
I don't know how raw to get.
Well, I mean, we don't need to, I mean, this is to help people so that
not help me process my issues.
I mean, I guess that if you processing your issues helps people do business, then yes.
Well, I think that's important.
Which?
Both.
Yes.
If I'm healthier,
Right.
They'll be healthier.
Well, they could be healthier.
Sure.
Because see, the problem, I mean, I bring this up because you asked me about this bracelet, my Burn Your Plans and Do Things bracelet.
What would Jesus do? Burn.
He would burn the Pharisees' plans.
Aye.
And do the scripture things.
That's right.
But I think the thing that a lot of people get stuck with is taking that step. And I wear this to be like, remember, you're the guy that's supposed to like do things, to remind myself even, because there's times that I sit and even in the studio, I sit and tweak too many different things and check how before I even hit go sometimes.
Why are there so many playbooks out there that teach everybody how to do everything that they need to know to be free of all the things, debt? And we're going to watch you've got some videos teed up that we haven't watched yet, or I haven't watched them yet. But we have all these playbooks available. The blueprint for life in the Bible, in, the financial blah, blah, blah. There's all there. Everything's online. Everything's available. Why do people still, case in point, John, not follow the plan?
Well, I think there's lots of reasons. I'll just speak from personal experience. I have a tendency to get sidetracked and distracted from doing the thing that I know I need to be doing to get to the place I want to get to. That's something that I deal with constantly.
This episode is brought to you by Adderall.
No, just focus.
Oh.
I mean, I guess no, we're not promoting any pharmaceuticals.
Nope.
They're not paying us for that.
But if they started.
It would have to be ethical pharmaceuticals.
Of course.
So, but what's the reasons? I mean, obviously, distraction is one of your things.
Yikes.
So, like, what's another reason for you specifically that you're saying, I want to get to this place, and I know that this is the step, because we all have the ability to look on the internet or talk to people that have done it and know what the step is. What's your main reason for not doing the thing you need to do?
I mean, the litany of fears that that go into things, and we all have fears that keep us from taking certain steps until we've taken the step, and then a new crop of fears will come in. But I think over time, does it get easier to take the steps the more times you walk? Yes. Did the fears keep coming? Yes. I think it's just the stepping into and through them is what is the core to all these mysteries.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a cycle.
Yeah.
And it never really truly ends. I mean, you see the guys, like we're going to watch Alex Hormozi is this first video that we're going to. And by the way, we're reacting to videos today because we haven't done that before, and I thought that'd be fun.
Yes.
So anyways, with the first video is Alex Hormozi, big-time entrepreneur guy, author. He's more of a sales guy, but he built gyms and then sold a system. Anyways, it's constantly a process. And even though you see guys like Alex or like whoever you want to say, Grant Cardone or Dave Ramsey or Graham Stephan, Iced Coffee Hour, any of these, or Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, any of these guys that you're like, oh, they must be done and they've got nothing to worry about. I don't think that's true.
No.
I don't know personally, but
They're probably still haven't conquered the thing they want to conquer yet.
Well, there's always a next thing.
There's always a next thing.
There's always a next thing. So, but yes, I think that's...
What's your next thing? Or should we save that for the end of after we've reacted to the episodes?
After we've reacted... Well, I mean, my next thing is just to continue to do the things.
It's not specific. So you need a SMART goal.
But so if you've read my book, have you read my book?
Plenty of times.
Because I wrote a book, John. I'm an author. I'm a published author.
Yes. You're
And
brilliant.
no, I happened to do the thing.
You did that.
I wrote the book to prove that anybody can write a book because
true.
I am not an author. That was the whole point.
Before AI.
Before AI, that's right. I actually wrote it myself and recorded the audiobook myself.
Did you correct the grammar mistakes in the audio version while you were reading it and be like, oh, that's not a contraction?
I don't remember. that.
That would have been nice.
Did you listen to the audiobook and find errors?
I haven't read your book.
My point of the book, and maybe you should read the book, John, is I think most of the times in my experience and what I've heard from other people is the plans a lot of time that we create are the reason that we never go, because the plans inevitably after step one, they fall apart because there's a variable you didn't think about. There's a result that you didn't anticipate. And so my philosophy is burn your plans, meaning your long-term steps that you've put in place so that you can get every step perfect, which is impossible. You have to start.
Yes.
And let the action create the next step, all towards a direction, a goal of saying, I want to grow my business this year and I want to do more podcasting because I think it's a lot of fun and it's beneficial to people.
But those goals are nebulous.
Right.
Without plans or without what?
Direction and action. And that's my whole philosophy is you just need a direction and then the action will show you the steps without saying, well, this is the step I need to take, when actually you start that step and realize the step is not what I thought it was. And then the result causes the next step to be different, which means, well, my plan's ruined and I'm never going to get there. Got it. That's the problem that I think people run into, and that's what my book's about.
Well, how do you feel about setting up the dream or the goal and then working your way backwards from there?
That's fine, but I think if we take too long trying to create this
the perfect blueprint.
Exactly. The perfect blueprint, which doesn't exist.
Well, by the time you've done that, things have changed.
Yes.
And somebody's already gotten there before you anyways.
Possibly.
100%.
But okay. 99%.
99.9%.
Right. So.
All right. Let's go.
Anyways, that's my philosophy. So you take the first step, and then after the first step, then as long as you're going in the same direction to where you want to go, you take that next step.
So what do you think of this guy, Alex Hormozi?
So Alex Hormozi, I'm a fan of Alex. I like Alex. I like listening to Alex.
Are you saying that so we get a retweet?
I mean, I would love one, Alex. If you're watching or listening to this, which he's not, but as people, Alex, I think Alex does a great job, and I think Alex has done something fantastic. He's a good speaker. He's a great salesman, and I really enjoy a lot. Like, this is a video of a Q&A where he gives business owners advice on what to do next step, and it usually is marketing, advertising of some sort. But these guys, Alex Hormozi, Gary Vee, any of these guys
brands,
in the marketing space,
these brand personalities.
But their whole thing is, I'm going to give you this blueprint for you to go. And based on what I've seen from them, you see the same thing over and over and over. So at a certain point, you just need to and Gary Vee says it all the time, stop watching me and start doing the things I'm telling you. Yeah. You can't just observe forever. You gotta take action. So I like Alex. I think that he has a lot of good insight. I think some of the feedback that he gives, and did you know that he's like a Harvard educated, super smart, but he wears tank tops and flannels and
he's an elitist.
I don't know. Why would you say he's an elitist?
Harvard.
Well, but why do you think he's an elitist, though?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
You're just saying things
I'm
to
getting
try
a rise out of his people.
You're getting a rise out of it. You think you're trying to.
Then he'll respond to the show, and then we'll dialogue.
What do you think about Alex Hormozi? Do you know who the guy is?
I've seen some videos. I bought one of the books. I didn't read it, which shows to go.
I have one of his books, the most recent one.
I respect and struggle to not envy people that have built great things.
Interesting. Well, the thing that I love about his content that I pay the most attention to is the Q&A, because you get real business owners asking real questions, and he gives most of the time very practical answers that help them move in the direction that they want to move. Okay. So I really like those. This is a clip from, I don't know where, it just popped up in my shorts feed. Thank you, YouTube. And I want us to just watch it and then give some feedback to Alex or to the business owner or to the internet in general.
Let's go to the phones.
Let's go to the phones. Alex, you're on with Do Business.
We'll do $2 million this year, and I'd like to do $100 million by 2025. I'm
Wait,
stopped
by 2025
$100 million
from two. Okay,
No,
I mean, hey,
no,
no, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
by the end of 2025. By the end of 2025, I'm
All
stopped
right.
by the lack of capital.
Okay, man, the thing that threw me was the 100 million thing. I want to.
Now, do you know anything about Alex as far as like the 100 million is his thing?
The playbook.
Yeah, the $100 million playbook, $100 million leads, $100 million something. That's his thing.
Yeah.
So
Did he get it from this guy?
no, this is recent.
I
Did he get it from this guy?
I was just being funny.
No.
The
But
100 million thing threw me off. Maybe that's a whole book.
well,
Series of books. Maybe I'll make $200 million.
So the thing that's interesting is this guy's saying what do you say? We're gonna do 2 million, and I want to do 100 million by the end of
2025.
2025.
Let's
Which this was posted. So the title of the video is $100,000 in 12 months.
100 million.
100 million in 12 months.
let's see what he
Does
does.
that seem unrealistic? If someone was to come up to you and say, "I've got a business, I'm making $2 million a year, and in 12 months I'm going to make 100 million,"
I guess he already said it. The problem is that he says he got the capital issue. I think if you had $50 million to generate 100 million, you could probably do it. But
if you had $50 million,
yeah,
sure.
he's got a capital issue. So yeah, I mean, anything's a long shot, and it all when people say this stuff, it's usually to get a rise out of somebody.
For the purpose of shock value.
Potentially, but maybe this guy's serious.
Well, see what he says.
I want to be clear. Like, I'm all for it for thinking big. I don't know of a single business in your space that's gone from 2 to 100 in 13 months. The reason I bring this up is because sometimes you can shoot yourself in the foot for a decade because you're trying to go from 2 to 100 in 12 months. And every strategy that you try and go from 2 to 100 fails because you want to do it in 12 months. But if you did it in 10 years, you'd for sure hit it. Because if I said you can get to 100 million in 10 years, would you want to do it?
Sure.
Yeah, then I think you'll be fine, dude.
Yeah, that's interesting. That was my thought was like, why are you trying to do it so fast?
I think because there's just the pace of life and the pace in which we live. We feel
social
like
media.
Yeah, social media. I mean, I think it's shock value. I think it's, people. My dad sent me a list of like the top 100 LA movies, and I went through the list, and I'm like thinking like there's like 3 or 5 essential LA movies that they left off the list. And then I'm like, well, did they leave them off the list so that people in the comments would light them up for leaving them off the list? They're in creating traffic and buzz.
Do you think people think that deeply?
Like the people making the list?
Yeah.
Depending on how they're trying to monetize the list.
So,
I don't know. That's how I took it.
Okay, so interesting thought. If you say that, do you think this guy's a plant for Alex to get content?
No, I think those are real people.
Okay.
And then he's recording content. He does his workshops and stuff. I think there are delusional people that think that they could do that, but also you have to be delusional to go into business for yourself. And
to a certain extent,
to
that's
a certain
true.
extent. And so, I mean, not delusional, but also just kind of like,
You have to be willing to say this. People are going to say this is impossible.
well, it's a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. And it's almost an unrealistic BHAG. I mean, to what Alex Hormozi said. Like, I think, what are you willing to sacrifice to do that? To go from $2 to $10 million is a big sacrifice of time and relationship capital.
2 to 5.
2 to 5. I mean, it's just if it's e-commerce,
growth.
if it's e-commerce, then it's potentially you could accelerate that growth with the right kind of ad strategy. But with service businesses, it'll crush a business potentially if you don't have the infrastructure, which means you've invested in the infrastructure, which means you have no capital to grow.
Right.
And you're hoping, or you have the capital to grow but no infrastructure, and then your business will fall. So the whole point is like, what pace do you want your business to operate at?
Well, and I think it comes down to me. It comes down to realistic expectations.
Yeah.
Like you said at the end, is like if you told me in 10 years you want to hit $100 million, yeah, sure, makes sense.
Sure.
But to have unrealistic expectations, and then going back to what we talked about at the beginning, is what makes people not do the things they need to do to get to where they need to be. I think one of the biggest thing is unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, and if you don't hit that goal,
you're a failure.
You're a failure. You deflate. You feel deflated, but unfortunately, the journey is the goal.
Yeah,
and fortunately, like
all at the same time.
I just had a conversation with my son this morning. He didn't make a baseball team. Or he was waitlisted, didn't get in the league. Now he's just kind of like in a flounder in the spring. But I said, there's other things that we can do. you can still focus on baseball in other ways. You can focus on doing some gym stuff. You can focus on a one-on-one coach. We could get you some hitting time in the net thing. What do you call that?
The batting cage?
The batting cage.
You played a lot of baseball, right?
This episode is brought to you by batting cages.
We would take that money.
We would take that.
We would take that money.
It's good money.
It's good money. Batting cage money.
It's not much money.
You don't know.
I don't.
No.
But I just said there's other ways to still focus on baseball. But for him, his focus is wanting to be playing baseball on a team. But sometimes that isn't the door that's open. Maybe the door it's open is something else that you need to learn, because it's like, if you want to be a ball player, and I told him, I 100% believe you could be a baseball player. There's no reason for me to say you can't. But the difference is it's not about you wanting to play on a team, and for this spring season, it's because you love baseball and you want to know the game and the mechanics, and you're working one-on-one by with a coach or with a tutor, one-on-one by yourself, or just throwing the ball against the wall. He's not doing those things. And so if you're not willing to do those things, what do you really want?
Right. I have that conversation with my kids who are significantly older. I have a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old twins, and the twins, boy-girl twins, are both quarterbacks at their high school, girls flag and boys respectively. They're both playing in the All-Star game, and my son wants to continue to play football in college, and my daughter's like, I'm done with this, but they excel. And the thing that I watch for, my son wants to continue to play, what are the things that you're doing that cause me to think that you have the motivation to get to the next level?
Right.
And it's the things that he's doing, the watching what he eats, the going to the gym on his own, because he's done with football, specifically with the school. Now it's just getting ready for the next level. And when they start to do those things on their own, then you realize, okay, they're serious. As opposed to the days where I'm going to be a professional baseball player, and then you go watch movies all day. That's not real.
The passion can drive you, and the passion can get you into something, and the passion also kind of sustains what you're doing. But at a certain point, those rhythms become just normal life.
Yeah.
And it's boring. I'm sure, LeBron.
How about Jordan? Can we go Jordan?
I apologize. I'm not a fan of the basketball. I'm a fan of my son playing basketball.
Got it.
Michael Jordan, greatest of all time, the GOAT.
Go. Tom Brady.
Undisputed. Who?
Tom Brady. Who? He's going to comment on this. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
He's a NFL quarterback with the most Super Bowl wins of any quarterback in history.
As far as I know, he's retired and he quit.
He is. He's in the booth.
He's a quitter. No, he's a good man. I'm sure. I don't know if he's probably not.
Anyways, your son is going to do hard things and work to get better at baseball, even though he's not on a team. Otherwise,
he'll do something else.
Make movies. Maybe he writes a book.
I told write a story today. He's deflated. Put that into a story. Where are we?
Now, we're going to go to the next video.
Ooh.
Hey.
Video 2 reaction.
Video 2. Let's see. All right. So let's try. What's this one? IRS rules. Okay. So I am a CPA, and I do taxes and accounting for people. And I also help them set up their organizations and whether they need one or not. And we talk about how all this stuff works in business operations. And you run a business as well.
Thank you.
This is Carlton Dennis. He's a CPA on YouTube, and he says wild stuff. But
a lot of down with the patriarchy?
No. Like he says extreme things that you could do to save taxes.
Are they true?
Most of them I have found to actually be true. He says them in a very sensational way sometimes.
Okay.
But if you break down the actual steps that he's talking about, they are actually real. But then you have to decide, okay, is this really a reasonable thing for me to do based on my situation? But anyway, so this video, I haven't watched the whole thing, but if you're not aware, people who use Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, I know those kind of payments where you're sending money to friends a lot of times, or I have people who run service business that take payments almost exclusively sometimes through that, or sometimes just a few here and there. Some of my clients will pay me through Zelle or Venmo. I don't typically do that because I can't track it as well. But there is this fear that Venmo is going to be required to send you a 1099K for transactions that were actually
Pizza.
just pizza between friends, between family. And that's a big fear because they've been talking about the IRS cracking down on people using these kind of platforms and not having to report their income to the government. And I'll tell you why. Because people do. And I know it's true. But in for the most part, these platforms are not where most businesses withhold income from the IRS. Most of the time it's cash businesses, but that's a whole nother story.
Right.
And I don't want to get into that here today. But this is something where he's saying there's a massive IRS rule change for Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle. And I'm not sure if it's going to be true.
Let's hear it.
But let's hear it.
Oh no, my clients aren't using Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle. There's been big IRS rule changes. The IRS brought it down from $20,000 to $600, which means that if you're earning revenue of more than $600 on Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle, they are tracking it and they'll be sending you a 1099K. Many business owners are using Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle to do personal transactions, but they're actually receiving business income through Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle, and not all these business owners are reporting it. You have eyes on you now from the IRS if you're using these 3 payment processors, which is why I try to avoid this at all costs from my clients.
That is solid advice. Way to go, Carlton. You get a bell for that. Yeah, because
So
the
cash
thing that
is king.
Okay, I always report your business income to the IRS.
Render unto Caesar.
Render unto Caesar. That's right. It's biblical. So the fear that people are saying, because do you understand the threshold of $600?
Yes.
Okay, for 1099 employees,
Yes.
$600 threshold.
$600 and a penny.
Yes, you should get, well, $600.
I thought it was $600 flat is okay.
No, that's where it starts.
I've been paying everybody $600 for all the work.
Pay them
they do.
$590.
Jeez.
Anyways, but in for 1099Ks, which is for digital payments, so whether it's Stripe or QuickBooks or whatever, the old rule was $20,000, you get a 1099K.
Right.
Now the IRS is saying $600, you're going to get a 1099K.
Starting in 2026?
Well, this is supposed to start last year in 2025 because I had clients that were all like, I'm going to get a 1099K. Nobody did. So maybe they're going to start it this year. But the catch is on these platforms that I've seen is if you're not registered as a business and you're just registered as an individual, that threshold doesn't kick in.
Right.
And the other thing that I've seen is if you're registered as a business, a lot of times it withholds a percentage from the platform for doing the transaction because the platform's like, well, if you're doing business, we're going to take from you. But if you're personal doing transactions back and forth, then they're not going to take the fee.
Got it.
So if you're just using it for onesie twosies here and there, it doesn't make sense to sign up as a business for any of these services.
Right.
Which is where the loophole comes in and people use it, people abuse it, which is why the IRS has to come down on these types of things because people do abuse it. That's a reality. And I think that this is good advice. I tell most people use QuickBooks, use Xero, use Stripe, something that tracks your transactions. It's meant for business. And then if you can pass on fees, you can pass on fees.
Yeah.
But to intentionally try and you're
just playing with fire.
Yeah, because at some point, if you get found out, it's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty bad.
It'll be costly.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the fear that people talk about a lot. But I think that's good advice. If you're running a business, try not to use Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle. But it happens. You have to be practical and reasonable in all this. So, all right.
Or just say no to people that are asking if they can.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Be prepared for them to go away.
Yep. What do you think about people that make a lot of money and then are broke? Like 50 Cent.
50?
Sorry, 50. I pronounced it too much.
Thank you.
50 Cent, sorry.
I think it just, I think about Norm Macdonald, who would like gamble away all of his money, but then had the confidence to know that the next day he woke up, he'd be like, well, I could call a comedy store and get a feature and make 10 grand or
that's crazy. What a mentality.
Do a special and get paid, who knows, $50,000. I mean, I don't think the guy really had a concern or was so in tune with just like the realities of his fame, but also his needs. You know, he didn't have a car, he couldn't drive, and so that's that kind of guy. But I mean, you know, the people that are flashing everything and living life to the extreme. You know, I mean, if I don't want to say like good on you for losing all your money, but you know, it's like unless you can invest it or you can lose it.
That's right. Well, and you can just not pay attention and think that the spring of wealth will never end. And then when it does, you get shocked. So this video I haven't watched, but it's supposed to be a girl who's a Disney actress, and she now has no money. I don't know yet. I don't even know who it is. She looks real.
Is it AI?
We'll decide if it's AI. We'll decide if it's AI. So here we go. Disney actress.
This is how I blew all my Disney money. I started making money with Disney when I was 16. My shows were Kim Possible, even Stevens. They were in syndication, so I got residuals for a long time. I was not being taught how to manage my money. For example, when I was 21, I had a record deal, I had a book deal. And in that year, I made just about $1 million. And in that same year, I spent it.
Here's the thing too, she's living in California and making $1 million a year. Half of it goes to taxes. She's gonna be in—
Who's this?
Oh, this
guy?
is Graham. So this is a Graham reaction, actually, to.
So we're reacting to Graham's
So we're
reaction?
reacting to Graham reaction. I didn't know this was a reaction.
It's a reaction within a reaction.
We're reacception.
This is it's a reactor.
So yeah, but he makes a good point. She's in Disney. She's Disney. She's going to be in California. Made $1 million, and I'm actually getting ready to make a video about NIL and college athletes. Have you been following much the college athlete stuff and NIL?
I just feel like everything is scripted now, so I'm probably not the right person.
You feel it's scripted? That's interesting.
Like last night with the Bears and the Rams.
Oh man, what a throw by Caleb Williams!
I know, but I mean, it was incredible. But like,
do you think that was fake?
No.
You think it was? I mean, okay, so that's a whole other conversation about how much what we see, not even on the internet, just in general, is intended to deceive us. That's I think
I think it's everybody's probably has the best intentions, air quotes again. I think everybody has really great intentions, but everybody really wants to make money. Like us doing this podcast.
Yes,
we are refusing money. We have sponsors lined up, but we're refusing.
Wait, we have them lined up?
They called me. They didn't talk to you?
No.
Should we have discussed that?
You need to pass that
I see.
call on to me next time. Sponsors, we are ready for you whenever you are.
All right.
So, but he's getting ready to talk about, I'm assuming, the fact that when you make $1 million, it doesn't mean you can spend $1 million, because there's something called income tax, team. And that's one thing that in this video I'm getting ready to talk about NIL is these kids, these 18-year-olds coming out of high school up to 21-year-olds in college, playing college athletics and being paid for their name, image, and likeness, NIL, and they are spending all or more than they've been paid, and then they're going to get hit with tax bills, and they're not even going to see it coming. And most likely they have nothing that they're tracking their expenses, because it's 1099 income, which means you can deduct expenses against it, and you're going to get hit with all kinds of taxes if you're not deducting that.
And your motivation to do that video is to get some of that business.
I would love to help athletes that are getting NIL. I think that would be a huge thing. And they need good advisors. You need people you can trust when you're in a situation where you're making a lot of money and you've never really made money before. I mean, just like this Disney actress, she made $1 million in a year and she was a teenager. Mm-hmm. And if her parents didn't know how to deal with money, which is typically...
Sometimes the parents are the ones laundering that money away.
Well, yeah. One, either because they're evil, or two, because they have no idea. They don't know. They got their kids making $1 million, so we're millionaires. Let's go buy $1 million house. Let's go buy 6 cars.
$1 million in revenue does not mean you are a millionaire.
No, $1 million in revenue. You know what? That's something that I've been frustrated with for a long time, is people saying, you know, I've got $1 million business, I've got a $10 million business, I've got a $5 million business, but they don't tell you what their net income is, and most of the time, they're barely getting paid themselves, because that's the way businesses really work. Now, I've got clients that have businesses where they're earning $6, $7, $12 million in revenue, and they are netting after a hefty W-2, they're netting millions of dollars in net profit.
Sure.
That does exist. But these people that say, yeah, I'm a millionaire because I have $1 million of income. What did it cost for you to get that? What did it cost for you to maintain that?
Yep.
And then what are the taxes you're paying, guys? So that's a kind of a reality check. Do we hear one? Let's hear what Graham has to say.
Go ahead.
So you ever heard of Graham Stephan?
Stephan.
No, Graham Stephan.
Excuse me.
I'm wondering if Graham is Jack's son?
I'd like to
nephew?
get sponsored
Who
by
knows?
Jack Stefanovich.
Jack Stefanovich.
Not Stephan.
Oh, no, Stephan?
Yes,
No,
Stephan.
Jack Stephan.
Go ahead.
Anyways.
Let's move the rest.
So he's a real estate guy mostly, started
Okay.
doing things on YouTube, and now he has a podcast, which I really love, called the Iced Coffee Hour. And he interviews really interesting people, and it's mostly business and money related. A lot of times heavy real estate, but lots of good information. Anyways, Graham's a smart guy.
And another 10, 13% to the state of California. That's 50%. She's walking away with 500 grand after tax. From $1 million, that's a substantial difference in lifestyle for 500 grand versus $1 million a
fair,
year in California.
That girl did not make $1 million in 2023. That
This was
girl
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago. So
Well, $1 million 10 years ago is $1.3 million today.
right, and the income tax rates were lower, but they still are high.
Yeah.
The point that he's making is the point that I was making: is you make $1 million, you can't spend $1 million, kids.
No.
That is not how it works.
Yep. Was that her?
No, that was AI. Do you like the AI B-roll that people are using in their stuff?
No.
Why?
It's fake. Fake news. Fake.
But it's just an illustration. It's just like using a picture to represent the words that you're saying.
Oh, then I like it.
You don't have to just change your opinion because someone pushes back, John.
You're right.
Okay.
Sorry. No, AI content obviously it's found its niche. It's helping people create content faster, a little more maybe illustrative or accurate. That's just, it's not the sandbox I play in. I use it, like for images. I did a LinkedIn article about some stuff, and I didn't want to wait for a designer to not do it or to take time to do it. I wanted to just knock it out, and it did a great job. The prompting it's all in the prompting.
Yep.
And I think it's all in just does it serve the story? If it
Right.
serves the story and it helps you get stuff out there faster or still quality, but consistent, great. But I would expect, the same kind of results are going to be if the story's good, then the AI will either detract from it or support it.
It should just complement. It should not.
Ideally.
Yeah, it should not be something that takes over. And
If it's distracting, then people will be
Yes.
distracted by and
or
lose
overly
interest.
fake.
Yeah,
Unless the goal is for that to grab your attention.
sure.
I mean, there's all kinds of ways that it could be good. There's all kinds of ways it could be bad.
But like just with this video, she's wearing a midriff on purpose.
No,
I'm
John, you don't think she's dressed like that on purpose on the internet so that people watch this video?
Look
at the okay.
I don't
that's
want
an
to
interesting
burst
thing.
the bubble
Look
of
at
the purity.
Look at the beginning here. It's her in a crop top, and how is this? Well, this is also Graham's video.
Maybe he cropped out the crop.
No, he didn't. But then the $1 million comes in. I don't know. Anyways,
I don't
but I
know.
think this is fun. I like reacting to videos.
We should do shockier videos.
What do you mean? What do you mean by shockier videos?
More shock.
More shock. Well,
What shocks you these days?
what does
Nothing shocks
Honesty?
me.
does honesty shock you sometimes these days? Sometimes honesty shocks me.
Honestly, it does not.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh. I just figured since you were saying,
Should we talk about?
people are No, look at it's 35 minutes.
We're good.
We're going to shut this thing down. They need to go back to doing what they're doing, cuz honestly, if we go too long and they stay too distracted from doing the things that they needed to go do to get to the place that they need to be, then we are actually detracting from them doing business. Therefore, ergo, we're not helping them do business. We're stopping them from doing business.
This is the Do Business Podcast.
Well, you're ending it quick.
I'm going.
Okay. Thanks for checking us out. Make sure that you like this episode. If you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? Why would they not be subscribed, John?
It's because they're trying to limit their distractions and focus.
But our distractions will help them focus. So they should subscribe then.
See,
Yes. Wait, is that Spanish for yes, or like look?
It is both to the question.
Okay, I'm sorry if you're confused for that, but
Lo siento.
wow, hey, look at you, español.
Un poquito.
Make sure you subscribe and share the video. It would be great if you
share
share
it to
the
a friend,
video.
or 5,000 friends.
Or 100,000 friends. Any amount of friends that you'd like to share them to, we would be accepting of
Batting
that.
cage sponsors.
Batting cage sponsors. That's right. And we could do footage at the batting cage of your son
Being a rock star.
motivated and working on getting better.
And then me getting pummeled by fast pitch balls.
We're gonna clip that.
Please.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Get out there and do business.